So any questions before we start? Sandeep, any questions before we start? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
So that's what I'm saying. We have left, we completed till broadcast notification and roles.
Yeah, correct. Okay. So like we were discussing how do we see any standard components. Let us say, maybe today we cover only 2 or 3 components, right? But in tomorrow, if you want to explore some more things, where are these particular standard components available, right? That's the thing which we were discussing. So let me show you that. Because it's similar to your normal programming language, like when you learn any programming language, initially you learn basic things, but if you want to explore some more, like some more libraries, or you'll have a placeholder, or maybe you'll have a developer guide where you can look out, right? So in a workflow also, what generally Oracle does is like we have a WF standard file. So let me show you that. This will be available in the installation directory of your workflow. So in our case, it is E drive, home, WF data, US. Okay, so these are some of the standard WFT files which are available. These particular workflow files are not for any business logic. These are the libraries you can consider. These are the library files which will have a standard components. Okay, last time I think we have seen how do you invoke a concurrent program, right? That was available in one of the
Yeah.
standard file, and maybe other thing. Yeah, let's see. So let's open these files, and also when we open in one of the standard file, these were coming automatically, isn't it? So WFSTD. So WFSTD, in this one you'll have a standard components. Yeah. So can you see? So you have a loop activity and the start and end. The start and end are part of this one actually. So generally, like let us say if sometimes there is a chance that you may forget what is the start functionality. The function which you have to call for those kind of thing, right? What you can do is open the WF standard file, okay, and just copy this particular function from this to your process automatically. So it does not need to create a function in your custom process. So let me show you that. So what you will do is, let us say, so let's create one sample now. Okay, this is my sample, new item. Okay, now assume that I want to create a process now. So here, so we know that like for every process you require a start activity and end activity. So now rather than creating manually on our own, what we can do is let the custom item like this and click on your file and click on open, or maybe like as we already opened this WFSTD, right? So I can simply, what we can do is I can copy the standard file, standard item. You can just copy the standard file from here to your custom one. Just paste it. Okay, now the standard component is available in your custom file, and then what we can do is, now let us say if you open the process, so simply you can drag and drop these particular standard functionalities. We does not need to implement them. I mean to say we does not need to create in our custom item. So just copy or maybe drag and drop, both will work. Start, and the same way you can drive for the end. Okay, so this is how we can try, and click on this one. Make sure that you mention the activity as start and for this one as end. Okay, now if you observe, let us say double click on this particular activity, and it shows item type as standard. It is not showing the item type as our custom workflow name. It will show it as item type as standard because this component is not available in your item. It is available in the standard item, and that standard item we incorporated in our WFT file. Okay, while uploading also, what we do is once you save this WFT file, you just need to upload this WFT file. That's it. Okay, just save it. That's it. Okay, now this is how we can use a standard component. what we can do is, let us say if you want to use any other component, or maybe first of all let's have a notification, so then we can incorporate some logic. So I'll have a performer attribute, and we'll have a notification message first of all. Create a notification. Okay, now message, drag and drop the notification onto the server, onto the process, sorry. Now join them. Okay, so now one more thing is, place the attribute under the notification. Click on the notification, now change the performer information. Apply and save it. You can also validate it now. Yeah, so now let us say if you want to invoke any of the standard activity which are available in our WF standard process, click on this one, standard, and you can just see the functions here. Okay. So here we have compare number, compare text, something like that. Let us say you want to compare a text. Okay. Now what we can do, just make use of this compare text. So now we're like what we want to do is, before calling a notification, we want to compare text. We want to send a notification accordingly. Okay. So then what we can do, just take this compare text like this. Now for any of the standard components, generally it will have some set of attributes. So what you do is always click on this click on this particular activity and check out the node attributes. So you'll have this information. In the node attributes, you'll know exactly what parameters need to be passed to this particular component. Okay. Now for this particular comparison operator, it requires two values. One is test value and another one is reference value. You will also have description. It does not need to get any information from other places. You can see the description. You can carefully, you'll understand what exactly it requires. So now the thing is, value to compare against this one and standard against which test. So here if you observe, so let me just scroll a little. Test value and reference value. So now value to compare against the reference. So basically nothing but you can consider this, these are two variables A and B, and you want to compare A with the B. Okay, that's what we want to do it. So now what we can do is, first of all, in our custom item, create two variables. Okay, I'll just say XX test value and another one is XX reference value. Now what I will do is, I'll have one more notification to have an understanding, like so here I'll just create XX new message. Okay, so we were discussing this particular component, right? So if at all, if you want to use any standard component, so first of all, you have to identify where that particular standard component is available. So most of the cases, the standard components are available in the WF-std file. Open the file, from your local, from your custom workflow file. Okay, so that you can refer them directly. Okay, so in my case, I just opened the workflow. I just copy pasted the standard workflow file into my local file, the XXSN sample4. So that I can refer to the component rather than placing those components in my local item. Okay. Now here I just use the compare text component. So in this one, it requires two variables, XX test value and XX reference value. Okay. So now what I will do is, like here, if a condition A is satisfied, it will call one workflow. If condition B is satisfied, it will call another workflow. So that's what I want to do it. So let's see. So message type, new message. Okay, and performer. Set the performer. Yeah. So now here comes the important part. So now what we want to do is, so here we'll just compare. Okay, and anyway this both will get into end. Now on this one, compare text. Okay, we require two attributes. Click on node attributes here. On test value, I'll just click on item attribute and I'll set the test value attribute. And the same way for reference value also, click on item attribute and set the reference value. Click on apply and OK. Now try to connect this one. It is nothing but a simple if condition. It is almost just an if and else condition, nothing more than that. When you compare two values, you'll get three results, right? It can be equal to, it can be less than, or it can be greater than, right? So hopefully you'll have the same things here. Can you see equal, greater than, less than, or null? So I'll call this XX notification only when it is equal to. In remaining other cases, let us say if it is greater than, okay, if it is greater than, or maybe let us say if it is less than, or maybe let us say if you don't pass the values properly, it may have a null condition, right? In null scenario. So I'll pass this one, okay? In three cases, I'm calling the new notification, and in one case, I'm calling the this XX notification, okay? Now just save it and validate it, okay? And one basic thing is we have to save in the database. Save as in database. Now we'll open our SQL developer, or maybe we can try from workflow administration also. So we just require the invoke functionality. We can just use our existing code of the invoke functionality. So I'll open this one, invoke workflow, and mention the item name, process name, and also this time we have to pass the test value and reference value also. So here test value, reference value, and first of all get the item name and process name. This is my item name and process name, and we need to set the test value and reference value properties. Okay, and the same way we'll set the value for another one also. We need the performer, so we'll set that also. Okay, so we have set three attributes. One is performer, test value, and reference value. As of now, test value and reference value both are same. Nothing but A is equal to B. So this has to call the notification which is having this functional, right? So when it compares the value, it will call this particular one, this XX notification. In other cases, it has to call the XX notification new. Okay, maybe we can just have a message here, appropriate message. I'll just say sample message not equal to condition. Another case, I'll just say equal to, sorry, other vice versa, I guess. In the new message, yeah, it is not equal to, and in the for your information, it is equal to, correct only. Okay, in the new message, it is not equal to. Click on apply. Okay, now save it. Yeah, let's invoke it. So we can try to open the browser. Okay, so now it is calling our item sample 4. Now it called for your information message. So the for your information message, nothing but this notification, right? This notification is calling for your information message. Now this is getting called when the both values are equal. If a is equal to b. Now let us say I'll pass a different value for the reference value or maybe test value. Nothing but a is not equal to b. I'll just say x. Now call it, invoke the workflow, and now just try to refresh the browser, and we have to see the other notification now, right? XX new message. So the basic thing is like how do we perform the if condition in the notification? That's what we learn now. Okay, got the idea?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so now the same thing like we can try for other components also. Like I'll just close this one, and maybe like let us say you can take and or maybe if you want to compare different text, like as of now we compare text value, right? So if you want to compare other data types, we have to use these kind of things. Okay, so wait activity is for the purpose of waiting for a certain period. Okay, and yeah, these things I'm not aware. Loop is for the purpose of like it is, yeah, no is nothing but no operation, and loop counter is for the purpose of looping a notification for a certain period. And last time we have seen the broadcast one, right? Like where if at all if you want to send a notification to multiple user, then using a role is the best thing. So that's the best thing, you have to use it. We can try for one more thing like and. Okay, now so new process, I'll just say XX process 2. So again the same thing. So start and end activity don't create in your custom not custom or item. Better you get the standard workflow from here, copy paste. That's the best thing. Start or maybe drag and drop. Okay, and the same way try for the end also. And once you have these things, then go to your custom item, and here, yeah, we require one more thing, right? And okay. So now first of all set the attributes on the start activity and click on node attributes, set it to start. See, yeah, last time we used to enter WF standard no operation like this, right? Now it is not editable. The reason is this item is not part of our custom item. This item is part of the standard item. And the same way, click on node attributes and. So whenever you open any of the component, just always observe to which item belongs to. Because like you always refer to some other components in general. If you see any of the standard workflow notification, you will observe these kind of things. The components which are there in a particular process may refer to any number of other items. Yeah. So now coming back, let us say as already we have two notifications, right? So we'll just try to reuse them. In this one, just observe what values it require. So as of now, click on this activity, click on node attribute. So there is no reference value for this one. Maybe the reason could be sometimes it may refer to some standard lookup code. Just observe that. No details. Parallel and join waits for all incoming transactions arise before it is completing itself. This is not our normal and, okay? This is a different one actually. So and is nothing but, let us say if you are getting a functionality, let us say you are calling two programs and one program is satisfied, another program is not satisfied. It's similar to our normal and only. Let's try. I'll show you. Notification. So I'm XX process 2, right? Okay, process 2. Oh, sorry. This is not required, okay, and this is not required, okay. Now, yeah, so refresh, right? So as of now, it went directly because in this one, generally this and will come into picture. Let us say you have, you have this and operation, right? Before that, if you're getting a link from multiple processes, okay, and you'll wait until unless all the things are done. So that is what the AND is all about. If it is an OR, what will happen is, like, let us say you have 3 processes which are running, and if at least one process is done, it will simply go off. It will simply continue to the next one. So if you see, there is another one. Yeah, wait until given time before it completes activity. Okay, so this is wait operation. We can try on the same thing. Let us say before calling our notification, we'll call this wait. Okay, now so now he can mention exactly like what is the time you want to maintain, what is the time you want to wait. So relative time, and you can mention time to complete. So there is somewhere you can mention the hours and minutes kind of thing, right? So relative time to complete after current. And here if you observe, this component is using some of the lookups. We does not need to copy these lookup components into our custom item. This is another advantage. Another advantage if you use the standard component within your custom workflow. Last time, if you remember, like for the concurrent program, we copied the lookup also. The reason is we have not copied the standard item into our custom item.
Okay.
Okay. So the mode in which data complete is expected. So somewhere you have to mention this. Yeah, I can mention relative time, and you can mention 1 minute. This is another way we can apply. Even I think it will apply on this one also, right? Time mode, you have an option here also. So what we can do is, instead of using this one, let us say I'll close this. We can just apply time mode functionality on this one also. Let us say I'll say related time mode 1 minute. Okay, apply and okay, save it, execute it, refresh. So we got it automatically, right? It's saying Jew here. Can you see?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Right? Or maybe we can just say, okay, let me try again. I just want to show you one more thing. Okay. And we can just observe this notification information from our workflow administrator web application. Transaction monitor, not sorry, here, status monitor. Click on status monitor, and now from here, observe that. So this is the latest one, I guess. Status diagram. Okay, I think the browser could be the issue here. It just for displaying the Jew, that's it, right? That's the only thing it is it is doing, right? So, but in general, like you have a timeout for the notification also. Like where like let us say you send a notification to your manager, and like let us say it will wait for, maybe you can have an appropriate period, right? So as per your business conditions, it has to get approved within 24 to 48 hours. Let us say your notification has reached 48 hours, and you want to have an auto approve, right? So your notification will live in your manager notification window for 48 hours, and if it is not getting approved, then it will get automatically approved. So those things generally you'll achieve using timeout functionality. What we do is like we'll have a timeout on a particular notification, and then I hope you'll have appropriate response also. I could not get it. Based on that, generally you'll be doing that. I'll try to try to provide you that. Okay, timeout and then auto approval. Okay.
Okay.
And other thing which I want to show you is like see in this one WFT, the standard file, just observe this set of things, but mostly we always go for WFSTD, but remaining even I never used it. But most of the times you always try to watch this standard files, then you'll get more, like you'll get more samples also, I can say. Some of the things may not have any of the content, it may just have the items and functions kind of thing. So if you see WF error, so default error process, uh, yeah, I think def alert we can try. No timeout. Okay, I'll find out the timeout. I'll try to provide that. Okay, like what should be done when the timeout appears and how do you approve it. Another thing which I want to show is the business events. So first of all, we have to know what is business event and where all it can be used, and what is the technical logic involved in that. So business event. Uh, One more thing before that. So you know what is interface in the Oracle ERP, right? So you have different interface types. I'm to say I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the technical implementation of interfaces. So you have a PL SQL interface, nothing but open interface. Another one is like a public API approach, right? Another thing, other approach you have is like integrated server gateway approach. And we also have another approach like XML gateway, web ADI approaches also. Now, in this business stuff, like in the business event, what exactly it is all about is like there are two things here: standard business events and custom business events. So when you say custom, it is nothing but which are designed by the customer or developer. Now coming to standard business events. So in first of all, in the business event, we have two components. Okay, you'll have event name and subscription. Event name and subscription. So what do you mean by an event actually? So in general terminology, event is nothing but an action, right? Let us say creation of a purchase order. I can say it's an event, or you can say it's a transaction. So event name, of course, every event will have a name, but in generally, what is an event is, what is an event? So event is nothing but it can be a creation of a PO, or creation of a sales order, or updating a sales order, updating a sale like a purchase order, updating an invoice, right? These are all the things we can call it as an event. Okay, but what is this all about? Like, of course, we are saying this an event, but what is the use? Why does Oracle has functionality? The thing is, now the basic thing is, let us say whenever you create a PO and you want to do some extra functionality, like maybe whenever a PO is approved, or maybe whenever you create a purchase order, you want to trigger, you want to send a notification, or maybe you want to load a data into one of your custom tables saying that okay, this PO was created by this users on so and so date, or maybe you want to call some third-party business logic, right? So in those kind of scenarios, like what Oracle has done is, it does not need to write any custom wrapper kind of thing. What Oracle says is, for these particular standard transaction events, Oracle provides an event name for it. So for most of your custom business standard functionalities, you have an event name for it. Okay, and then of course when you have an event name, what we can do, nothing but like what is the way we can add up the custom logic. The way we can add up the custom logic is using subscription. So you have an event, and for that event you'll create a subscription. So whenever that event occurs, your subscription will get invoked. You can create a subscription in the normal PL SQL or Java. So in the subscription, what we do is you have to write the custom logic. Okay, so now, like, to understand this one, first of all, let us concentrate on the custom business event, then you'll get an idea like what is event and subscription is all about. Okay, so I'll log in with the sysadmin user, and then click on Workflow Administrator Web Application. Now then navigate to Business Events tab. So click on the Business Event tab. So here you have event and subscriptions. Okay, so let me log in again. Why I'm logging with sysadmin? Because this role may not be available for the normal operation user. You just need to add up the roles so that you can also create from the operation user also. Yeah. So workflow administrator web application and administrator workflow. Click on business events. Okay. Now, if you observe here, I'll just click on go here, and you can just see the list of business events which are already available. Okay. So each event could be created for the purpose of a specific functionality. If you observe, maybe I'll show you. And here, if you observe in this one, like ar.batch.auto invoice run. So whenever you run the auto invoice, this is the event which will get run, and the subscriptions which are applied on this one will get be called. Okay. Now, first of all, let us concentrate on my custom stuff. We'll see the some custom events which we created, then we can understand. So maybe I can try here. Okay. Can you see there is one particular one called XXLT sample business event, right? Now, what exactly this business event is doing and all these things, let us see the subscription. Just click on subscription. So who subscribed to it? So nothing but like you have an event and it shows like who has subscribed to it. So as of now, there is none. So there is one particular function which subscribed to it. Can you see XXLT business event utils sample event subscription? So here in this particular package, you'll observe you'll have the functionality what happens when this event is raised and what functionality you are writing in this particular subscription. So in this one, so this is XSLT business utils event. So what is the function? Sample event subscription. In this one, we are just trying to insert the data into one of the custom table. So here, just see this one. So as of now, I have this data, right? So I'll just delete this. Okay. Yeah. So now what I will do is I'll try to raise a business event so that whoever subscribed to this one will get invoked. Okay. So now this is my event, right? So I'll just click on event. So click on test. So this particular test icon may not be available if you open with a normal operation user. This will be available only for the sysadmin user. Click on test, right? And now you have to mention item key. I'll just say some unique key. Just click on. You have an option called raise in PL SQL or raise in Java. So it's nothing but like using which execution environment you want to invoke it. It's not about how do you subscribe to it. It is about like how you want Oracle ERP to execute this particular business event. Okay, so we can just go with raise in PL SQL. So now the expectation is the one who has subscribed to this particular business event will get notified. I mean to say will get invoked. Got it? So this I have raised a business event. The one who is subscribed to this one will get called. Okay. So now what we can do is, let us say, I'll show you how do you create a business event. Okay. Now let us say technically, now what is the starting process? Now like you want to create a business event in Oracle ERP. What, from where to start it? Let's see that. So click on create event. So I'll just say XXSN sample B. This is my event name, so always prefer save it. I'll just mention here. This is my business event name. Now status enabled, and owner is nothing but your application short name. I'll go with FND directly, and owner tag also FND. At this place, these are the only things we have to mention. Click on apply. That's it. So, but like here within the business event, you will not have any logic. Are you getting? So this business event will be raised at runtime. So nothing but your standard transaction will raise a business event, and then whoever is subscribing to that will get invoked. Okay. Now we just created a business event. Business event on its own will not have any business logic at all. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is my business event. Now I'll create a subscription here. So click on create subscription. Now mention the system name, nothing but your Oracle ERP instance name. So I'll just say VIS. It will get automatically mentioned. Now event filter, mention the event name here. And in phase, it has to be less than 100. So I'll just say, and now
And there is a source type called local. What's that? I know what's that for?
where
The
exactly?
triggering event. The triggering event tab. There's a source type local. Yeah.
This is local in the sense like within your system, but external means like if you have a triggering event from coming from third-party system, that is what external means. If external system is invoking your business event, then your external will come into picture. Now let us say from a SOVO, I can call a business event, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in those kind of scenarios, you have to mention it as external.
Okay. And there is also third option. What's that? Local
It's
error.
yeah, I'm not aware.
Okay.
Okay. So in the action type, click on this LOB. So you have custom and workflow. So custom means like generally like whenever you want to invoke a PL SQL, you generally mention custom, and but when you want to invoke a workflow, we'll generally mention launch workflow. So these are two things which I know. So click on custom, click on next. Okay, now you can mention, when you say custom, you can mention exactly like here you can mention your PL SQL program, or maybe you can mention Java function, or you can mention the workflow information also. Now when this event occurs, what I want to do is I want to call my custom logic. Okay, so I'll try to mention the same thing here, same particular package. And one more thing is the particular the function which you are calling from business event should have these two particular in parameters: subscription ID as well as event. Okay.
Okay. So what should we pass in? What information should we pass in using those parameters actually?
No, you will like for this particular function, the values will be passed automatically from your calling program.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So these parameters you can use it in internally. Like here we just use somewhere, right? Like get the event name, get the event key. These all things you can try to use it.
Okay.
And any other thing? Yeah, same thing. Go with FND. Click on apply. Subscription done. Now go to event. Now let us say we'll try to test it. So I'll just say click on go. Right now we can just click on test. Click on test. So when you click on test, it has to call the same program. Maybe I'll pass a different item key. Click on raise in SQL. Now if you just see, you have to see one more record here. So let's see what is the issue. Click on update, enabled FND is fine, so no issue. Click on subscription. You can search for the subscription based on event type also. You can mention the event name here. Click on go. Yeah, so okay, 1 minute. Let me see the existing one also. As it is having parameters, I think I missed the parameters here. It is having some parameters to be passed. Or I mean to say, like within the business event, we are invoking some parameters, I guess. No parameters. The same thing, right? What is the issue then? Function, sample business event, maybe it's 99 only.
So
Yeah,
do we need to have that procedure and function? Yeah. What?
this is there already actually. This particular business package is already there in the system.
Okay.
Because the existing one, the existing sample, which is already available, I have just created based on that only. If you observe my XXLT sample, this business event is there, right? XXLT sample business event. So this business event is based on the same subscription, the same package.
Okay.
Am I wrong? No, it's correct only. XSLT B utils. The same thing, like parameter wise, there is nothing like, can you see? XSLT business event, phase 99, custom,
Yeah.
right? Enable. I think rule key, I think maybe it's key based on rule data. This could be the mistake, I guess.
So
And
what's that rule data? What's when and how we should use that?
priority normal. So there's another way of raising a business event. If you observe here, generally any third-party program, let us say if you want to raise a business event from or maybe from your OAF page. So whenever you create a purchase order, you want to invoke a business event. So generally what happens is like if you observe some of the standard business event, that is how they will get called. So you'll have a business event and the custom subscription can be done, or maybe sometimes you also have a serial subscriptions also. For the standard business event, we also have the standard subscriptions. Okay, but so if at all if you want to have a custom subscription to the standard business event, so how the standard component invokes a standard business event is using this particular API, WF event raise. So you'll have a even business event name, and then like that's how it will get called.
Okay.
Okay. So now here
But
now,
what was the
yeah,
problem which we were facing before?
I don't really see any difference. That's how I created. I don't see any difference in that, but maybe could be some parameter or maybe some condition or something. But these are the only two forms. If you observe, this is where you mention the subscription information, and this is where you mention the other information, like which function you want to call it. That's it. You'll not mention any other information.
Otherwise, can we try with a new, package or a new function, which will be called when a business event is raised?
Yeah, no problem. The only thing is, if you observe here, the function should have those input parameters. That is the only thing. So let us say normal 99 and key, right? Okay. Let's see the existing subscription, right? Click on this one, show search options, even name. So click on update. So here, this was a mistake, I guess. It was having key and we mentioned message. Okay. So let me try. So click on next and apply. Okay. Now we can try to test this particular business event. Okay. Now click on event. Let's mention our business event name. Click on test, and you can check that as of now we have only one record in this one. Let's try. Still same issue. Event key. I don't see any error in that, but I'm not sure why it is not getting called. I have another sample also. So this particular one will raise a notification. So this workflow business event, when you click on this one, it will raise a notification. Yeah, can you see this one? This one, business event. This is getting raised from the event.
Okay.
So from the business event, you can have a subscription. Using a subscription, either you can call a Java program or a PL/SQL program or workflow program. So in this one, but how, like, see, Java, if you consider the PL/SQL one, the important part is like you have to have a function which is having these two parameters. But when you create a workflow, so what exactly you require is You just require, instead of start process, you have to have one more other different activity. Let me show you that. So here in this one, you have to have an event receive, because you are raising an event. An event has to be received, event has to be retrieved by this particular subscription, and that's how it will get called. So but how do you know, like how do your event know, or how do your subscription know this particular process is? So we have to mention, while creating a subscription, we have to mention an option called Invoke Workflow. So if you observe, for this particular subscription, show search options, mention the event name. So here we mention workflow name, express process. So this is how you'll invoke a workflow. So click on update, you can observe that. Launch workflow here. We'll mention the option launch workflow. Click on next. Okay. So we have to mention the workflow name as well as process name. That's the only difference. And this one, at this particular workflow level, instead of start activity, we have to use this event receive. So you will find this one here, new event. So in the event receive,
Okay.
so you'll just need to mention all these parameters. So this will get passed. These particular values will be received by workflow from the business event. The business event will trigger a workflow, and your workflow can refer all this information, because let us say if you're getting some parameters, the payload will have the parameter, and using a PL SQL package, you have to retrieve all the values.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have a question here.
Yeah.
What if, it might be not related to the workflow builder.
Mm-hmm.
It's related to business events.
Mm-hmm.
So what if we want to raise an event when a record is inserted into a seeded table, seeded Oracle seeded table?
Okay. See,
Suppose we have a PO requisition headers, for example,
mm-hmm.
and if there is some record inserted, if there is a record inserted into that particular table,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to raise an event every time when a record is inserted into that table.
Okay.
How to raise it?
Yeah, so there are different ways. The one first basic thing is, first of all, you have to identify whether you have any standard business event for this particular insert functionality. Okay, that is one basic thing. So how do you find it
So how
is,
to, yeah.
yeah, how do you find it is, if you observe in the, where are we? In our business events here. So mostly the one which you are talking about is PO, right? So mostly you'll have the name as Oracle. The name will be oracle.apps.py. It should be mostly. Okay. So in this PO, observe whether you have a create event or not. So mostly you'll have the information like in the display name, mostly it will tell you whether this is a create event or not. Okay. If it is already available, let us say if you assume that like you have a standard business event, in this we have to just need to search. We can't say exactly it is available or not, because it all depends upon the module. In some particular modules you have very good amount of advanced functionality, but in some modules you don't have the basic functionalities also. Okay, so that we have to have a clarity first of all. PO, maybe we can just search it more. PO.create. No, we don't have it. PO maybe. PO event. Yeah, see for some, you can see it, right? Advanced, what is called upload supply REST. For upload supply REST, you have a creation. You have a creation business event. Maybe for the PO also, I'm not sure whether you have it or not. If you see it, PO event order status. Create ASL, we have it. Create new upload supply list. Whenever you create a new ASL, yes, you have the business event. Maybe PO event receive, PO event. You can
So
search with.
let's discuss about two scenarios. One, what if we have an event? Two, what if we don't have an event? How to proceed with?
Yeah, see, like as I said, let us say you have a standard business event and other one is no standard business event, right? So if you have a standard business event, the only thing is you just simply need to create a subscription, and your subscription can be based on PL SQL logic or it can be workflow. These are two possible options. If you already have a standard business event, just simply create a subscription for that. Just create either PL SQL program or workflow. In other case, let us say if you don't have business event, then there is no need of your business event logic at all, right? But still, if you want to go with a business event approach, what I can suggest to is, let us say, first of all, you have to find out the like the creation of insert, right? Nothing but like how do you find out whether it is getting inserted in the data into your database table? So you can have a database trigger. So I'm not sure how do you create a database triggers on the standard tables, or
Yeah,
else
but
other.
we
Yeah,
cannot use database triggers on standard tables, right?
yes. So that's the reason you have alerts, right?
Uh-huh.
Or AOL alert. So you can use AOL alert. In the AOL, I think you have alert, right? Like in the alert, it provides
Yeah.
the functionality before and after insert, I guess. So
No,
if
I don't know. I don't know what. I've
no,
never worked on alert.
no, alert is again the same concept. In like alert also, you have a periodic alert as well as like other like what do you call explicit, not explicit. The name I could not remember, but it's like periodic alert, and there is one more kind of alert. Yeah, event based alert. One is event based, another one is periodic based. Even in a event based, what happens is your alert will be invoked on a particular event. So when you say event, it's nothing but your database trigger stuff. So which user I have? Sysadmin. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's add up. Alerts manager. Let me try this one. Okay. So now here I'm in the alert here. I have a type called periodic or event based. So in the event based, can you see after insert or after update? You have only two options. You can try with after insert. Now on the after insert, you can mention what you want to do it. You can call a PL/SQL package also. So from the PL/SQL package, you can call the alert, and from there you can call a business event, and that's how we can go it, right?
Okay, but there are only, I have a question here.
Hmm.
What if we cannot actually delete from the base table, right?
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's not we cannot, we can, but the thing is we should not.
We should not. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's possible to delete. Because last time when I was working on one of the report, I deleted MTL, what you call the UAM table, data in the UAM table. But
Okay.
anyway, I just got it uploaded from other. I have a multiple instance. I just got the data from there and uploaded it. But it's literally it is dangerous to delete the data.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the reason
Yeah.
the production environment you'll be given only apps RO access, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is only
Absolutely.
reason. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So try to check out the alerts also. Alerts is quite easy. Okay, just check the alerts. It's a very small topic. Just check it.
Okay.
Few samples, that is very much important, because as you're already learning workflow and business event, right? So this is very
Mhm.
simple topic, and this can be used. What you can do is, if you're not aware, just see the existing one, and like here you have an option. Like once you create an alert, you have an option like from here to request. Click on request. Click on view. I think I can not here. Request schedule. Not schedule. Yeah, so here application object library XX sample alert. So this is how we can just submit, and like a periodic alert. If you want to, let us say,
Okay.
if it is not a what you say event based, if you want to check the alert manually, then this is how we do it. So this will raise a submit
Okay.
concurrent program, and that's how it will generate. That's how it will call the alert.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we go back to our event business events,
Yeah.
we have written a package, right? So how
Mhm.
can we get the data? How can we get the data into the function to return the values
Yeah. See, I'll tell
we
you.
want?
Yeah. See here.
So the input parameters are the standard parameters, right? We should pass it to the every function.
Yeah, I'll tell you. See here. If you observe this one from the event from the event, this is in and out parameter, okay, which is of event, which is a WF event type. So from here, I'm getting all my parameters. L parameter list. Can you see? The other one, like the
So
one
what
which,
is that what is that parameter list? What are those?
see, this L parameter list is my like a user defined variable, right? And this is of data type LWF parameter list. So from the
Okay.
event, let us say you have an event and you have a subscription and you need some business value. You just need some set of values, right? It can't be empty, first of all, right? Let us say you are creating a purchase order and you want to raise a business event and you require a purchase order ID or purchase order number, right? So
Mhm.
the event provider will provide you the values, and in the subscription you can retrieve those values. So now in the subscription, nothing but in our PL SQL function, we can retrieve the values using this WF parameter list API.
Okay.
So our event name is this one. So because let us say if your event name is, this is where it is getting failed. Can you see? Here we mentioned the event name is a condition. That's the reason we could not insert the data.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is that was a mistake. Okay. So if your event name is this one, and then like I'm trying to retrieve the values using this particular way, like where is that? WF event get value for parameter this one.
No, I did not understand what values will we be getting using this p event dot get parameter list.
No, okay. See, while raising a business event, like you have to mention what is a parameter and value, so the subscription can receive it. So here, if you observe, I'll show you that. See, now in this case, WF this business event shows search options, XX percentile. Sorry, search with the name sample business event and click on test. In this one, if you observe, we have event parameter, okay? So now what I can do is, let us say I'll mention my event key as something like this. Now, let us say within my program, I'm expecting that there are two parameter names. So this is my receipt number, this is my label, and I will say value as 12756. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm raising a business event, okay, and also I'm passing the values so that my subscription can receive those values, right? And if you observe, as of now, the data, so here initially, like when we run it, the receipt number there was no value for receipt number and there was no value for P1 number. But now if I raise it, I'll also add up the receipt number and the P1 number now. So P1 number, did I add up? Yeah. So P1 number, I'll just click on add another row.
I think okay.
Okay. So now PO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now,
But here we are hard coding the values. What if we want to get the values from the front
yes,
end?
the source system has to pass it, right? Yeah. The source system will pass these values. I'll show you. The one who is raising a business event has to pass this one. There are no active profile for party ID. Why party ID? No, it's a variable only, right? Yeah. So I tried to raise in Java, it worked. So let me check on database. Can you see these values?
Yeah.
Right, this is how we'll be passing to the runtime. So let us say, how does the third-party program will pass it? If you observe here, the event parameter list, right? That's now I told you. You have an API called WF event trace. In this one, it will mention what is your event name, event key, and event data, and the parameters. So in the parameters, it will mention what are the parameters also. It will mention the parameters, and based on that only, the subscription can receive those things. See, like maybe to have a clarity,
Yeah, if you can give an example, that would be really good.
you have a business event, okay?
Okay.
The business event will be called from third-party system, nothing but maybe you can consider your create PO example. Let us say whenever you create a PO, okay, what we do, we'll raise a business event.
Okay.
Whenever we create a PO, we'll raise a business event. So when you raise a business event, what we do is, so business event also will have a subscription. Why do we require subscription? Because without subscription, there is nothing to work in the business event, right? So you'll raise a business event and you'll pass parameter values also. If you don't pass the parameter values, Like in the subscription, if you want to refer to which PO and those kind of things, you need some unique values, isn't it? So when you create a PO, the business event will get raised. See, this will not work automatically. It's not like your database trigger. This has to be explicitly raised. So inside your nodeware, like when you click on a button, it will call a standard API. From the standard API, this will get called. Okay. So business event will be raised, and it will have a list of parameters which are required, and then to the subscription, whoever is subscribing to that one, all the parameters will be passed. So in the subscription, maybe you can it will have appropriate logic where it will refer to the parameters, and based on that, it will do the remaining functionality. Okay. So business event has to pass a parameter, because in a subscription on its own, you can write normal dummy statements, but if you want parameters, that has to be received from business event only. So to the business event, the calling program will pass it. While calling the WF raise event, they'll pass all the parameters which are required. Okay. See, like try to practice these samples, you'll get much clarity actually, because once you do it on your own, then you'll get more clarity, that is for sure. Okay, so that workflow sample, like timeout, I'll provide you that. And any other question do you have?
Not as of now, no. I have to go through the videos once again.
Yeah, go through it, and again after that we can discuss again. So time being, like what I can do is I'll design some more samples also, like maybe the timeout one, or maybe some other things which I did not cover up or something like that. I'll try to design a few more samples, auto approval, timeout kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay then.
So so when will be meeting again?
I'll mail you, or maybe you can just go through it and let me know, so that sometime we'll meet again. Okay.
So can you please provide me with this recording session?
Yeah, I'll provide you by within 1 to 2 hours. I'll provide you.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have this question now. I have one question.
Yeah.
We can update the base table using an API.
Yes, correct.
And also we can also update a base table using the interface tables.
Yes, correct.
So when we should be using the APIs and when we should be using interface tables?
See, first thing is like in the interface approach, we have public API and open interface, we call it as, right? Nothing but interface table. So in some modules, you have both options. In some modules, you have only one option. That is first thing. Okay. So public API is preferred. Let us say, assume that you have both options, and which one you want to prefer. I prefer open interface. The reason is, if you use a public API approach, you have to pass all the data in a table record data type. And like anyway, you have to read all the data and you have to call the API. Okay, so you have to pass all the data in record fashion. That is one other drawback. But if I use open interface approach, the best thing is I have my data in my staging table, and I'll validate all the data before uploading into interface table, and that's it. Call the open interface program. Perfect. The only public API issue is you have to read all the data from the staging table, have the validation, then call the API, right? And then for each record you'll get error, and you have to read the error. That's always a like a problematic thing. But this is a very cleaner, easy approach, open interface approach. Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Then just go through it, and we'll have it again.
Okay.